can't allow someone like you to wear it.
Hey, what's up? And welcome to another episode of the NerdHour podcast. And today, we might need to rebrand, but today, we're actually going to talk about some nerd shit, because I'm heated about some bullshit today.
This man actually is heated.
So
he's got notes with like red strings.
Look, I got paper right here. I got bullets on top of bullets. Like
with angry penises drawn.
We're gonna talk about the Birds of Prey movie eventually. And how I actually think it was a really good movie. I think, Greg, do you think it was a good movie as well?
I enjoyed it. It was a dope movie.
It was a good movie. But I'm gonna get into my disappointment of the internet today later. But what's up? How you been?
I've been good. I've been getting back into like trying to work out consistently. Yeah. I got up, did some jump ropes, dragged my roommate out to go do a jog around the neighborhood. But yeah, bro, I've been great.
Oh. Was it? Because I don't know if I said it. Like, I remember, I know I said it to y'all, but I don't know if I said it on the podcast. I probably did. The fast that I was doing, where I was vegan for a month.
Yeah.
So after doing that, I wanted to slowly introduce meat back in my diet, and now I don't know, something about me being vegan and not having the stuff that I'm used to for that whole month. I feel like my taste buds have risen. I could taste like everything that I normally couldn't taste before. Like, so
did you go like taste bud numb while eating all the other good stuff, you know what I mean, before the vegan diet, and now you're just like
if I ask you what does barbecue taste like, or like ingredients in barbecue sauce, you probably wouldn't know.
Vinegar.
You know what I mean? And
that's it.
Well, barbecue sauce isn't just made out of vinegar. But when I had got off the diet, and then I think I said this when we went out to eat to that Southern Kitchen, but I could taste like barbecue sauce. I could taste the tomato paste, or like, depending on who it is, they probably use ketchup or some crap. And I wish these people would stop riding their fucking dirt bikes up and down the road. But I could taste the tomato paste, and I could also taste the vinegar. Before, like, barbecue sauce just tasted like, you know, sweet, kind of tangy, but I taste the vinegar as a separate entity.
You taste the vinegar like a separate entity. Like you're out here, like you actually can like. So it's like when you see those commercials where the girl like makes an origami in her mouth or something like that. Are you like separating the flavors in your mouth?
Like I can taste the different flavors. I made potatoes, roasted diced potatoes just this morning, and of course I know what I put in it because I'm making it. But even without tasting it, I can smell the different seasonings that I use. Before, I'm like, okay, it's a little bit too much salt. Let me counteract that with something. So I was like, did my taste buds like kind of like rise
get
up?
Upgraded?
Like just Super Saiyan 2 up in this bitch or some shit? Like, this is nice.
But, you like reached the next level. That's crazy, man.
Yeah, but Since being off the diet, I have, like, during the week I eat vegetarian still, and then on the weekends, if I felt like it, I'll get some meat. Yesterday I didn't eat any meat whatsoever. Saturday I didn't eat no meat. I made a tomato, roasted tomato and zucchini pasta.
Yeah.
The zucchini was the pasta.
I don't think I could ever be like vegan and or vegetarian because like the amount of thought that it takes.
It doesn't take much thought. Like the only thing you got to do, like when it comes to like vegan is something different. vegan requires for you to look at shit. Vegetarian is just like, just don't get no meat. Cook that shit how you gonna cook that shit. Just don't get no meat.
Okay, that's too much. Yeah, that's still too much, man.
That's not even that much. Like,
I just want to grab what I usually grab when I go to the grocery store. I don't want to reach for a bag of fish. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't eat this no more.
That's not even that much. If you don't even go near the meats at all, you're golden. Why are you still walking past the meats? It's like, all the stuff I can't have. Let me look. Why?
Window shopping for the stuff out of just torturing myself.
Like when I was vegan, I wasn't looking at the stuff I couldn't have. Granted, I was looking at YouTube videos of like recipes to try once I got off, but I wasn't in the grocery. I wasn't in the grocery store like, ooh, look at that big old slab of ribs right there. I'm about to break it today. I just didn't walk near it. Granted, when I was vegan, the smell of like, you know how Walmart has like rotisserie chicken and stuff, and they have like the fried chicken tenders and whatnot. The smell of those things absolutely disgusted me.
The smell of what? Hold up, the rotisseries?
Like the rotisserie chicken and the fried chicken tenders and stuff like that absolutely disgusted me. I did not like it. Really?
Yeah. Damn. Like, is that a recent thing, or like this is like always feeling that you had towards them?
No, it's more of a recent thing. I think it's like the rotisserie chicken might be a little different, but granted, I could smell all the like the emulsified fat coming off the chicken, and that kind of like made me sick. But like the grease used to fry like the chicken tenders is what I was smelling more of, and that made me sick.
Okay. Like, you didn't realize how much grease you were taking before until like you went on the vegan diet.
Yeah, and then you smell it. You smell that shit. It's like not even. It's night and day. Like you smell it. I'm like,
I mean, you've always had like a sensitive nose in my like opinion, because you'd roll up to McDonald's with like, it smells like shit here. And
dude,
I'm like,
anybody can attest to this. I can't be the only one. There's certain McDonald's you roll up to, and there's grease just like seeping out of the walls. outside of the building. The whole building just smells like grease. Like old ass grease.
Well, okay.
And then sometimes you pull up, oh, they washed their building for once? Like, god damn.
You know what? I think it's the chimneys. They do send some people in to clean the chimneys and whatnot. They'd have to shut the whole store down to make that happen, and it happens like twice a year. So they might have rolled up right after they clean the chimneys, like, they actually clean some shit.
Hey, you know what? And it's been a long time since I've been to McDonald's anyway. But haven't been to McDonald's.
Yeah, it's been a minute for me. Actually, on the night of our buddy's birthday was the first time that I went to McDonald's in possibly over a year. To be honest with you. Okay. And then after that, and I think 3 days later, I went to Taco Bell, because I don't necessarily. It's not like, put it this way, I'm not necessarily staying away from them like on purpose. Mm-hmm. It's just that I'm like, I want to save money, and one of my goals for 2019 was like cook more, right? Yeah. I'm practically cooking like every day, but every once in a while, I'm like, after I had that double quarter pounder from McDonald's, I was like, you know what? I could like pick up some tacos real quick. Right. You know what I mean? I'm not like against it, but yeah.
So speaking of cooking every day, and me being on like a vegan / vegetarian kick right now still. So yesterday, it was a completely vegan meal. It was just zucchini pasta with a tomato base with a...
Oh, that sounds good, though.
With like a homemade tomato sauce that I made. And today was Alfredo, so it's more on the vegetarian side, but I used vegan pasta, which is, I just used some red lentil pasta, and then threw some spinach and had some Parmesan cheese in it, and it was pretty dope.
I forgot the name of the white sauce, even though you just said it. Alfredo. Yeah. Isn't that like, so is it milk based? Is it okay You know what I mean? I know you're doing a
that's why I said
vegetarian
that
diet
this
now.
was vegetarian.
Okay.
If I'm correct, vegetarians can have milk.
Vegans
but
can't.
it's vegans can't. But
what's the point of these diets?
Sometimes like people don't like the cruelty of animals, so you know.
Man, we've been cruel to animals for generations, my dude. You know what I mean? We just didn't like obsessively kind of. I guess nowadays it's different. You know what I mean? We're kind of like just freaking farming them, like, you know what I mean? Throw them into like a meat compactor and like spitting like burgers out and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So now I guess nowadays it's different because we're making it in mass to feed whole cities. You know what I mean? But back in the day, man, we used to be out going out. It was animal cruelty all the same. You know what I mean? We kill the animal, snap its neck, and then we cook it, and then we eat it.
Yeah, yeah. So I just looked it up. Vegetarians can have milk. So yeah.
Okay.
It's just the vegan. They can. It's just vegans can't.
Okay.
Cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, these diets just throw me off. I mean, even I'm sensitive towards animals. You know what I mean? Right. You know what I mean? As scared as I am of most of them.
my mom was roasting some chicken wings, and I couldn't help but think about back in Tallahassee when I was like, man, you just got to like break the wing behind the drumstick, and you were like,
Yeah, I forgot about that.
And then when we go fishing, we go fishing, and then you like, I don't want to stick the worm with the hook. I think it feels pain, like it's squirming.
God, man. Yeah, I remember the worm one. I forgot about the freaking the chicken one. I think in Tallahassee, the chicken wing, right?
Yeah, it was a chicken wing.
I think in Tallahassee was the first time that like I've seen my mom cook like meat. I understand how she did it. You know what I mean? I know what to do with the meat if I had it, but I did not want to actually touch the meat. So I was at that stage where like, just break it backwards. I'm like, oh, but and I hear the crack, like, oh.
All right, let's get into the nerd shit. So, Birds of Prey, right?
Great movie, wonderful.
Great,
movie.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie. So there is
spoilers
a YouTuber.
Or no spoilers? My bad. My bad.
Well, my notes doesn't have any spoilers on it, but if you want to talk about spoilers, I'll make sure I put it in the title. Hey, we got spoilers.
All right, cool. All
right. Okay. So there's a YouTuber that I loved. Like, I still like watching him sometimes, but you know him as we used to watch him all the time for his Batman Arkham shit, Mr. K-Wing.
Oh, yeah.
He
watched
the movie.
K-Wing. I love him.
And he uploaded a 2-hour shit fest on Birds of Prey. And I watched every last fucking second of that shit and made bullet points of why he's a fucking dick. God damn. Like,
Don has some words for this man's. None of them were good.
All right. So, and I'm gonna just preface this. I didn't watch any of the marketing stuff. The trailer that's playing in the background on this podcast on the video portion, I've watched. This is like trailer number 2. I watched trailer 1 like a long time ago. Actually, I don't even think I watched the trailer. I watched the teaser and I was like, I'm down. So my general thought is don't watch too much trailers or teasers or read too much into things because it just spoils shit for you. So I just don't do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to you just watch one and then you decide whether it's interesting enough for you to watch. I mean, they try to put the most interesting aspects of the movie into one for you, something that like entice you for like a 1 minute intro or like less than a minute intro. Trailer, my bad. Yeah, just watch that. Decide if you want to watch it or not. Go watch it. Make your own opinions. Then come back and check what everybody else thinks.
Yeah. So his first complaint, and he reiterates this so much in 2 hours, is that Birds of Prey has too much girl power in it.
What? What?
It's like, that's why you like that. Literally, before starting this podcast, I was watching a different YouTuber, and the exact same thing. It was like, it's just too much girl power bullshit. I'm like, that's why you don't like the movie. That's the thing you choose to hang yourself on. Is it? I don't like it because it's too much girl power.
I mean, it's fine. You know what I mean? Let girls be too. Badass. It was one thing. Did you want them to be saved by a male?
I don't even get it, because like when it was funny that you pointed it out when you were explaining it to your sister what Birds of Prey is. It's like a girl power thing, and I stupidly said, I don't know if it's about anything like that, because I only ever watched the one teaser. I mean, this movie does like have some girl power. Yeah. It has not some, but it has some girl. It has girl power.
Oh, facts.
Like all up in that bitch. But
it's like girls sticking together, girls, you know what I mean, handling shit without no man's help. It was all over that movie.
But I don't know if like people are like people are just like naturally incel misogynist type of, like, I just don't get it. That was like the one thing they were like, it's just too much girl power, and the main villain is misogyny. Like, they painted men to be very horrible, and I just didn't like it. And it was like, if you didn't like it, then this movie is about you, my dude. Like, I didn't care sitting in a chair. Sitting in the chair, I was like, oh shit.
I'm like, oh snap, they actually depicting this on screen. That was my own like thoughts when I saw that. I'm like, wow, that's real ballsy. They depicting this scene on scene. And there's moments that I laughed at. I'm like, oh, I shouldn't have laughed there. Okay, the movie theater is like empty, so I'm safe right now. But like, it's just I guess their issue is having it overtly thrown in their faces. So you remember Endgame, right?
Yeah.
And Pepper Potts was in the suit, and then you had Captain Marvel. You had the
all the
girl, everybody,
all the women got together and did like, "Hey, little Spidey, you need some help."
right, exactly.
And little Spidey like, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
Yeah, man. I guess in that situation, like a lot, I understand some people didn't like it because like overtly thrown in your faces. Look, women do shit too. You know what I mean? Like nobody was questioning it.
Right. And Endgame, I didn't like it so much because it felt like it had to be pushed in there. Like, they did like during the entire movie, they didn't show like too much like badass women stuff, but at the end they had to for some reason.
Yeah,
I didn't like it then, but going into a movie, huh?
I was okay. I was gonna say I feel like the movie was like almost done, and there was this one girl that was like, I don't like how all the males get badass moments and girls don't have badass moments. This isn't fair. This is sexism.
But like Birds of Prey, I went in knowing this is a movie about girls. So why should I expect no girl power or like no type of message? Like the entire main cast, what we've seen in like the teaser trailer and the trailer was like Black Canary, Harley Quinn. I didn't know Huntress was going to be in this movie, but Huntress, the cop, and then the girl. I remember like the four, and then I was like, oh, it's a all female cast, so it's probably going to be like girl power type of shit. Okay,
facts. Yeah,
like I didn't deceive myself thinking this gonna be a Harley Quinn movie. It's gonna have the Joker in it, and and then
Batman's gonna come up and save Harley again
or some shit. But I was mad about that, and let me tell you, he mentioned that shit so many times, like him, and then the other YouTuber was just like yes, the the bad guy in this movie is Black Mask, Roman Sionis. But I feel like the main villain is misogyny. Is like is the root of all evil, and I don't agree with that. Now, overall, after retrospect, looking at the movie, there is definitely men cause us a lot of trouble in our life between Joker, Black Mask, the detectives, police chief. He stole the job from her, and
and then took the credit towards the end of the movie too. Look, I don't get why people are upset, because these are all very shitty men in these movies. You know what I mean?
And it made sense why they will all be mad.
Right. These are very shitty people in this, men in this movie. You know what I mean? Maybe they're upset that they didn't show that one nice guy that tried to help out. Maybe that's the reason they could be upset.
Right.
But most of the guys, they're all shitty people.
Right.
You know what I mean? Look at how cute Harley Quinn is, man. Why would 6 to 8 guys be trying to kill her like that?
For real. And here's another thing. Like, K-Wing touched on this, and I before I get into that, so this movie opening weekend only made $13 million.
What was it expected to make? Only 13 million.
It was supposed to break 100. Yep, I mean, to broke people, 13 million is a lot, but they was expecting it to break over 100 million, I believe. And I think, let me look it up. I think they said it costed 85 million to make, but that might be wrong. I remember seeing 85 somewhere.
Damn,
Birds
bro.
of Prey cost. That might very much be wrong.
That's actually kind of terrible. If they're at a deficit, even though the movie was that good, man, I feel bad. I don't feel like it's a fault on the people who Warner Bros. Or Disney.
Wait, let me look it up, because I might be very wrong.
My brain. Yeah.
Okay.
It was a pretty good movie.
I wasn't far off.
oh shit! It was a good movie, man. For them to be at a deficit, it's not even on them. It's on the people who went to go watch the movie. What, is nobody watching movies? It was a good movie.
We'll get into that.
Yeah.
But the Birds of Prey movie's budget was reportedly around 97 million.
Jesus.
And it only made, let me make sure that it was 13 and not 33, because it's it had a 3 in there somewhere. But even if it was 13 or 33, it was still in the hole.
Is it just because people think it's just automatically trash because of the previous movies that DC's come out with?
No.
From DC?
No. So if you're K-Wing or this other guy, they think that Birds of Prey failed because it was marketed as a girl power movie, and misogyny is the root of all evil. But which is why I was thinking, I didn't know that this. Oh my god!
What's up?
Birds of Prey.
It's oh my god!
Birds of Prey opening weekend. Made 17 million.
Damn.
And over 10 days it made 60 million, and then
okay.
11 days it made 61 million. So it's slowly getting its numbers up, but it's very slowly.
Damn, that's wild, man. I want more people to go out and watch this movie. It was such a great movie, man.
Yes, honestly. It was. But not all men are evil. They were just depicting a few set of men in that movie, all men were evil.
I have to put
in
it there.
in that movie, yeah. But
All of
so
them were
yeah,
evil.
they were saying that
Including
is the reason why
Asian
the
store
movie
owner.
flopped, right?
No.
But the real reason why the movie flopped, and we can get into this as to why, and I realized this as we were buying the ticket, right? Not once did I ever call that movie Birds of Prey. Like when I bought the ticket, I said one for Harley Quinn.
True. True. So maybe people didn't put it in their head.
They didn't know what Birds
together.
of Prey was. Like it has Harley Quinn in it.
So bad marketing
is in my opinion, the reason why the movie didn't do so well is because of bad marketing. And then I found out that a couple AMCs changed the name of the movie to sell tickets. Like with no permission, they just like changed the marquee to from saying Birds of Prey to Harley Quinn, and that's when they started selling more tickets to the movie.
Are you serious? Yeah. Oh my god. So it's one of those things where comic book nerds, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
would know what the movie is and what it's about, but anybody else who does like Harley Quinn, who does like the DC universe but didn't read the comic books, wouldn't know what Birds of Prey is.
For real. Because when I went to go, and then at the same time, I'm not expecting everybody to catch every trailer, and maybe and going back to your point where maybe people didn't go watch it because they thought it was going to be a flop like Suicide Squad or the Justice League movie.
It was built up. It's set up a lot like Suicide Squad. So if people, you know what I mean? If people looked at it and saw like the composition and how it was going to look like through the trailer, they'd be like, oh, this is another Suicide Squad. Last one was pretty bad. So no.
Yeah.
It could be like
so that could be a thing. It also had very like I said, it's bad marketing because nobody knows unless, like you said, unless you're a comic book fan, you don't know what the Birds of Prey is, and Harley Quinn isn't a bird of prey. She's not part of the group at all. But I knew who Harley Quinn was, and I knew this movie was about her. So when I went in, I'm like, I want to go watch the Harley Quinn movie.
Yeah, man. Harley Quinn was just amazing. I love who is that actor that plays her?
Margot Robbie.
Margot Robbie, I fucking love her. To be honest with you, I don't ever want to see her as any other character. Ever.
She is cool. She is very cool.
I don't ever want to see her. Like, oh my god! And I wonder if they put in a stunt double for some of those like athletic moves during the movie.
I'm not sure, but Margot does too. Like, is from what I known about Suicide Squad, she did her stunts in that, so I imagine she did it in this one.
Damn.
Unless it's really crazy, but you can't. It's the same reason why. Was it? I forget his name. Tom Cruise directs his own movies now for Mission Impossible, so he could do his own stunts. There's insurance
because no director wants to let him.
Yeah, like insurance and all that. Like if Tom Cruise died, that's on. Like they can't pay for that, but if Tom Cruise is producing and directing his own movie, he can do whatever the fuck he want.
Fair enough. Yeah, it's kind of messed up, man. The guy just wants to do crazy shit on his own. Man. Just let him do crazy shit on his own. Why had to force him to go make his own freaking to start directing and making his own movies just to do his crazy stunts? Y'all drove him to that.
When his crazy stunts is him hanging off of an actual airplane and skydiving and shit. You don't want to pay for that. But like that, those are the reasons why I think Birds of Prey failed, is because nobody knew what it was in the first place, and they don't know who the Birds of Prey are. But I want to get into more stuff like this. These people have been complaining about the movie. One is I'm gonna put this shit out here. K-Wing said Birds of Prey was worse than the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern movie, and Suicide Squad.
Oh my god. I want to slap him in the face. What the fuck does he mean? That was a great movie. You know what I mean? Birds of Prey was great. What do you mean? Comparing it to those flops.
Yeah.
I actually like the Green Lantern.
Well, and then if we're comparing, and then I feel like he was trying to get somewhere. It's like the movie is bad. It didn't make money.
Nah.
If you're doing that, then Suicide Squad should be one of the best movies because it made a shit ton of money, right? But it's not a good movie. It's not.
What made
fucking
me cry,
Batman versus Superman isn't all that great of a movie either. Fucking Darkseid looked like a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and and they bonded over the goddamn mom's names.
The story behind that. God, what threw me off was Suicide Squad, right? Towards the end. When I forgot what his name is. The guy that turns on fire.
Oh yeah, I know.
And then
I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't hint at any of this emotional baggage that this man had. All the way towards the end, you know what I mean? And there was like no build up to it. It's all like, I burned my whole family and kids to death. And now I'm angry. I'm like, where did this shit come from? It's like you're sitting at a dinner table, you met somebody for the first time, and then they just decided to unleash all their baggage that they had to do from life. It's kind of weird. You know what I mean? Like, can you build up to it?
Yeah, and then K Wing said, DC and like any other and he's like, DC should take a page out of Marvel because Marvel doesn't do any social constructs like social commentary. And I'm like,
yeah.
And then he said, when they tried, it failed. Like because he was talking about Captain Marvel, right? Yeah. Granted, Captain Marvel wasn't as good as any of the like Avengers movie leading up to that point.
Yeah.
But I don't think that had anything to do with the social constructs. It's just like,
nah, I don't think so.
Captain Marvel wasn't one of those. It was still a good movie. It just wasn't like the best out of all of them, or like as good as like some of them. It was definitely better than Iron Man.
It was just like an introduction,
like original or like Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
But
you know what I mean? It's like when they first introduced Thor, you know, Thor's movie.
Thor wasn't, you know what I mean? The first Thor wasn't even good.
Right. You know what I mean? Like, they're just introducing her so they can bring her back in later on and you'll like actually know who she is if you watch the previous movies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But I don't like the thought of like these like actors, like, because we're in the age now where people want to hear opinions on stuff, political opinions, social opinions, and stuff like that. It's just sometimes it gets too much when you like getting bombarded by it, and then the person that's yelling it to you is like kind of wrong.
Yeah.
But to say that actors and like movie directors and companies shouldn't make social commentary, I'm like, that's where you're wrong. First of all,
I mean, here's the thing, right?
We're all living in the same world where sometimes somebody needs to make some goddamn social commentary, because otherwise people aren't. If you don't think that it's helpful, then you're also part of that same problem.
Look, why isn't it like it's the movies reaches so many people, right? In general, so I think that's the best place to put a social commentary for things. You know what I mean? Especially like it's not, and like I think corporations shouldn't have social like commentaries, but I think a writer within a movie company who has these thoughts should be able to like express them freely.
Yeah. I mean, fucking Black Panther, one of the best freaking Marvel movies, in my opinion, had nothing but social commentary in it.
Facts.
And it was good as shit.
It was a great movie.
It had every black dude talking about some
Wakanda.
Wakanda forever. But like, just sitting up there is like reciting what Michael B. Jordan said at the end was like,
"Oh yeah,
bury me in the ocean because my ancestors knew drowning or something was better than being chained up on a foreign land." And what, I can't think of it. I'm sorry, I paraphrased, but
you get the message.
You get the message. But like, that shit hit so hard when he said it.
It
did.
Had
everybody just saying the exact same thing. Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
I'm Killmonger. Bitch, I have... Dude, you know how many times... I still get my shit done this way. I get the Killmonger, like, finger twist thrown in my hair, and I swoop that shit to the side. Same way. And then I look in the mirror, all hell King Killmonger. I'm just... Like,
oh shit!
I think
it was a great movie, though. Yeah.
I think, like... And I hate to put white people in a bubble, but I'm gonna put y'all in that bitch real quick.
Just a little bit. Out of love and affection.
I think white men don't see how important it is to have representation.
Elaborate.
So how most black people, we went and seen Black Panther and we were like, oh yes, even me, I'm like, oh yes, I want to know where I'm from. I want to know what cut, like, I want my whole genetic breakdown. Like, people went to go see Wonder Woman. They were like, oh shit, Wonder Woman is my girl. Yeah, female power, all that shit.
Let's go.
And then there was even movie theaters that did like an all female viewing. You can't be a man to go watch Wonder Woman.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's not like they were turning people, but it wasn't like they were turning people away.
Okay.
You could watch the movie, but it's one of those things where, and then it was just like, and I'm gonna touch on, it's the reason why you got mad at the first place. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, put it this way. Here's what I'm thinking about it, right? I'm like, all right, man, I'm just cooling, you know what I mean? He's my little sister. I'm going to take her out and go watch Wonder Woman, right? Yeah. I walk up and like, well, your little sister can come in, but you have to go sit in the car.
Yeah. I mean, but it was just advertised as like women only viewing. But if you came in there with your wife to go watch Wonder Woman, they weren't going to be like, your money ain't good here. Fuck you too, then, bitch. Like,
I feel like, honestly, bro, I wouldn't be mad, to be honest with you. If I can just get in there, but like women only viewing, I'd be like, I want to just act like one of those douches. It's like, hey,
right.
Let me go hit on some girls, and there's nothing but women's in this movie theater. I walk in, they all got their man with them. Like, God damn it.
That was it, because but like, I just feel like white men don't understand how important having representation is. Like,
I get that. Yeah.
Like, I imagine
having a voice.
Having a voice and stuff. Like, and black people is just like a very huge, broad spectrum. So if like you seen, let's say Chadwick Boseman was Haitian. Right.
I would lose my shit. Even more when I see Chadwick
like, let's just say all of Wakanda was just in Haiti.
Ooh, boy! I could see it now. There's Haitian flags everywhere. Everybody, Mazo, Wakanda.
But like, let's just say like, but like, black people was just like, yeah, that's my shit right there. And then when I hear like people like K-Wing and other just people just talk about it, I'm like, and I only know K-Wing is like white. He could be Italian, but still Italian is white.
Caucasian.
It's still Caucasian as shit.
Right?
And I don't mean to get into like race debates and shit on a nerd podcast, but this shit pissed me off.
Well, I could understand it, man. To be
And then K-Wing said, being politically correct is too extreme. Now we could talk about that.
Being politically correct is too extreme.
Yeah.
What's that supposed to mean?
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. I don't know if he gave an example in his video, but I don't know if there's a moment in that movie Birds of Prey where they were trying to be politically correct.
Nah,
I felt like it just.
Well, no. There was.
Okay.
There was the one scene, and it was the police scene with Harley Quinn.
You got to elaborate.
I'm trying to avoid spoilers. Is if I all right, Harley Quinn. Here's what I liked about this part of the scene.
Mm-hmm.
They damn sure cannot put Harley Quinn on screen killing police officers. So they politically corrected that by giving her a beanbag launcher.
I don't know if that's being politically correct though.
You don't think so?
No, I think that's just being conscious of like the blue movement and stuff like that. But like,
yeah.
I think of being politically correct as if like the easy example is somebody went a sex change operation and he is now a she, and they make a point to stress that out during the film.
Okay.
So I don't know if there was a moment like kind of like that or
I can't think of it.
Or just like the whole misogyny thing was it being politically correct.
Yeah, I mean, I guess this misogyny thing would be it.
Yeah, like misogyny,
right.
like misogyny is just toxic, and being politically correct about that. So if that's the case, if that part of the movie is too extreme, that's fine because there is. I mean, fuck. They showed a prime example of somebody like solving a case back in the day, and then they partner taking all the credit for it,
right?
Because he's a man.
Like, the douchebag look that he keeps giving during the meetings is just kind of like, oh my god,
hell,
I would punch you right in your teeth.
And I just remember the cop's name. The cop's name is Montoya, and Detective Montoya was solving the case about Huntress, and then I don't even know, a traffic cop just looked at her like she was talking gibberish and then looked at her partner who was a man and was like, and then the partner had to go tell him, you heard her, go do it. Like that was like in the first 20 minutes when they were introducing her character. I was like,
true. Very true. Oh my god.
Now,
so I ain't gonna listen to what a woman tells me. What you gotta tell me? Go do what she told you.
Granted, everything in this movie is heightened to a different degree. One, because it's a freaking make-believe ass movie, and it may not be as blunt and apparent. Like, misogyny may not be as blunt and apparent as that. It might be like underhanded as shit and sly, kind of like
It's not something you'd be able to like just call out. You know what I mean? Majority of the time, there's a couple idiots out there you can like you'll catch them like, hey man, that's fucked up. Chill out.
I think the most sly misogynist thing that happened was that the police chief was Montoya's former partner, and you didn't know, like you just thought he was like a police chief, and then she tells the story how this guy, Harley tells like her old boss, her now boss, took credit and now he's the boss or some shit. And I was like, oh wow, that's crazy. And nobody knew. But when it's so blatant to you on a screen, you like, yeah, these dudes are dicks. Like,
right. Exactly. Major fucking dicks. But at the end of the day, man, I really did enjoy watching that movie.
Yeah, it was a good movie. Oh, I'm not done. I still have more bullet points.
Oh, snap. All right, let's go through them.
All right. So I'm going to just put this out here. But if anybody ever seen the George Clooney Batman, like tight spandex, it had that Robin that also wore tight spandex shit.
Facts.
K-Wing said that Batman was better than Birds of Prey. And that Batman was heart garbage. And I've seen that shit about 5 times. I watch it at least once a year now. Because it's a Batman movie and I fucking love Batman. Regardless of if it's good or not. I still fucking watch it.
Right. True Batman fan.
And it
still watch it.
That's the movie that has Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze. So if that jogs a memory.
That does not, man.
Okay.
I have to go back and watch that probably.
And then he also said, this is talking about how the Joker won an Oscar. The Joker movie with Joaquin Phoenix won an Oscar for Best Male Lead. And he says how the movie The Joker had beat The Dark Knight in terms of Oscar wins or in nominations or something like that. And he said he didn't like it that the villain is more popular than the hero.
You didn't like the villain is more popular than the hero?
Yeah. That just sounds stupid to me. That's so stupid. In my opinion, K-Wing is very
fanboy?
Religious. And
that's a good thing though. But here's the thing.
Not very religious. Being religious, I think being spiritual is way much better than being religious. But
okay.
But being too religious, where you think, why is for one thing, it's all fake, and the Joker is actually a very good character compared to Batman, I guess. At least Dark Knight Batman. Right?
Yeah, I mean, Batman went through some shit, right?
And then the Joker is a better movie than The Dark Knight. And I love The Dark Knight. Yeah. I also love the Joker in The Dark Knight. When you think about The Dark Knight, you think the Joker in it.
The Joker.
You don't think about Batman.
He was just such a good villain, man. You knew he had to get shut down. But, you know what I mean? You still enjoyed watching him doing his antics and stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's a weird feeling.
And Heath Ledger Jokers, they played really good Jokers. Batman. And they are just haven't
had somebody who played a good Batman.
You know what I mean? Christian Bale was pretty good. Actually, I think Christian Bale was a good Batman. And I think everybody's like consensus is that who was the last Batman? I forgot his name already. Batman versus Superman and Justice League. I forget his name, but he makes a good Bruce Wayne.
Okay.
And then Christian Bale makes a good Batman.
We need to find like a middle ground between the two. Can we put one in the suit and then one outside of the suit?
I mean, one would look very skinny compared to the other one, but yeah.
That's what CG's made for, man. Come on.
Or you make one of them lose weight or gain the weight. That'll be a better idea. I don't want to have too much CG in some shit. Because if that was the case, you don't even have to have
technology, bro.
I mean, but if that's the case, you don't even have to have either Christian Bale in or out of the suit. You could just get a stunt double because you can't see that actor's face no way with the bat mask.
Yeah, but he's got to be able to act. You know, I feel like he'd be better acting.
I mean, stuntmen are really good at acting.
Oh, okay. I get what you mean.
Fucking a stuntman. You know that scene in Captain America: Civil War where Black Panther is running down the street and he's like jumping on cars and shit?
Yeah, I watched Video Corridor on that. The stuntman.
That was the stuntman, and I was like, "Oh shit! Of course, Chad wouldn't be doing that." But
of course.
But that was the thing that he said, and then and I agree with this point at least. Too much info is like too much information going to a movie or coming out of pre-release of a movie is bad for the movie in general.
It is.
Is the main reason why I only watch like teaser and trailer and that's it. I don't watch anything past that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I've started gotten into that too, honestly, because ever since like that one time before Endgame came out, I watched Game Theory, or was it Film Theory?
Right
on their channel, and he. Oh my God! He was all like, "Here's who I think is going to have to die, because somebody's going to have to die for the Soul Stone." I was all like,
"Yeah,
Oh, it ruined it for me. I knew, like, he theorized it and he got it right, and I was sitting at the movie like, motherfucker.
Now,
ever since then, I don't watch too much.
This is one thing I was thinking about the movie going and watch Birds of Prey, and I thought it was going to be like the Harley Quinn cartoon. Okay, so we're back. My bad. I had to take a break. Forgot what we were talking about.
Don't ask me. I forgot to.
Right. But
yeah.
Oh, well, now I remember when we were going in to watch Birds of Prey. I was kind of hoping that it would be like the Harley Quinn cartoon, and I like the Harley Quinn cartoon, but I'm sad that it's not like it, because with a character like Harley Quinn, I thought it would be just as crazy and goofy as the cartoon is.
Right. The cartoon was really fun. I mean, Harley Quinn was crazy and goofy enough as it is in the movie.
Yeah.
Just not like the cartoon. I think the little cartoon that they put in the beginning was very reminiscent of the Harley Quinn cartoon, though.
Right.
When it was explaining how she was like always at it with the nuns and whatnot. That was funny. And I read somewhere somebody was like, it's not a very good role model kind of story to be showing.
Yeah. I mean, but the movie's rated R, so it's not supposed to be.
Right. Right.
It's also a movie about a bad guy, so it's not supposed to be, inspiring to young teenagers. But that's also another reason why people think it didn't do so well, is because of the R rating it has. But I bring up Joker and I bring up Deadpool. Both movies had R ratings and both did phenomenally well.
Yeah.
So,
so
people with their little pitchforks talking about if it was PG-13, y'all would have had everybody seeing it. No.
At least it wasn't like Deadpool.
Yeah.
Where the guy was like, this is a family movie, and actually really fucking wasn't.
Right.
How many people fell for that shit? It went up there and like, this is not a family movie. This is actually
probably
really
the moment somebody's head got blown off, or like, all the F-bombs.
Oh my god. It was just like, who fell into the wood chipper?
Yeah. Oh, that was in Deadpool 2.
Oh god. And I think, didn't they say they brought out like a family version, PG version of that? They're like, let people watch.
Yeah, the PG-13 version of the first Deadpool movie, I believe. I think.
Oh my god, that was so bad. But yeah, man, at least they didn't pull that. At least they came out right out the door and like, hey man, this ain't for kids.
And then speaking of the Harley Quinn cartoon, right? Which the Harley Quinn cartoon also has an R rating, because it's just like that freaking badass. But
yeah.
K-Wing said he can't watch the Harley Quinn cartoon because it's too gory and it's too, what's the word I'm looking for? Like explicit, like
Yeah.
It's just too much. It's too much for a grown ass man to watch.
Okay, buddy.
I get you probably don't want your 10-year-old watching the Harley Quinn cartoon.
I guess.
Probably, with all the blood and stuff exploding, but like,
there are some squeamish adults out there. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna like fault them, but like, watching some guy's leg get snapped, like Harley Quinn did when she jumped on his legs or whatnot. I mean,
yeah. Well, he's talking about
but it wasn't.
He's talking about the cartoon being too gory, not the movie.
Cartoon.
Yeah.
Oh my god, man! Really?
Yeah. The cartoon. Now I could get in some aspects, like there was like a whole family massacre that the Queen of Fables did in an episode.
Oh, what?
Like,
I feel like DC is going that no fucks given. All like Route. It's kind of like, yeah, we're adults now,
and then
we're adults who like superheroes. No fucks given.
Was it? And then K-Wing had brought up an issue that, like, I feel like only like diehard comic book fans have an issue with right now, is that DC isn't sticking to the comics. And
it's not sticking to the comics.
Yeah, and
that should be a good thing, man. You don't be fucking bored.
It should be a good thing,
happen, right?
And I bring up Joker as an example. That's not out of the comics. Like the movie The Joker.
Yeah,
it's not out of the comics, but it was a good movie. And then
fucking great.
To an extent, Aquaman was okay, but that wasn't because it was sticking to the comics, right?
Yeah.
It's just like
allow these people to have some kind of creative freedom. It's the same thing as like when you go to a tattoo artist and you give them verbatim what you want them to copy onto your skin. If it's a good artist, they don't want to copy somebody else's work or some other thing straight onto your skin. They want to like be creative and like be able to let the creativity flow and make something amazing for you, not just copy. They're not fucking printers for your skin. You know what I mean? It's the same thing for somebody who's directing or somebody who's writing for a movie. They don't want to just copy and paste something from the comic books that somebody else made. And a lot of the times, a lot of that stuff won't transfer properly over to like movies or the big screen. Stuff that happened in comics. It just wouldn't make sense to like when you bring it into a scene in a movie. So some alterations have to be made, and it just I don't know, man. Let them be creative, for crying out fucking loud. If it's a good movie, then it's a good movie. Don't bag on it because it's not the same thing that you read, like in a comic book.
Right.
It's terrible, man.
It's just
Yeah, I never get that. I can understand if they copied it and it was like fucking terrible and it was better in the comic books. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe we'll run into that situation where a manga of an anime gets adapted and it's like Rosario Vampire. You know what I mean? That's complete. It's completely like what happened between those two, like the manga and the anime in general, was like a complete fuck you to the source material. Like actually. You know what I mean?
And not even with Rosario Vampire. Like Rosario Vampire, with the manga and the anime. I mean, because the manga is more or less the exact same thing as the anime was within the first like few stuff, but with some added material if you read. But the anime just didn't get to live past that. Like Rosario Vampire, as it progressed in the manga, was so good. It turned into this weird harem situation to like, I'm the king of all vampires now, and I'm like, right. What happened to you?
We need to kill Dracula.
Where did this come from? Like, why? It's because back then nobody was on that like harem train.
Yeah,
I feel like, and then
I was quintessential all over the harem anime back then, though.
Like the quintessential quintuplets. That show where this guy has to tutor 5 girls, and in the future he marries one of them. You just don't know which one. Yeah. Right. That's getting a season 2.
Okay. Hey. You got to get those harems. Gotta love those harems. The thing is, if it's well done, I don't mind the harem. You know what I mean? If it's a well done harem, I've seen like a couple of them. Oh My Buddha, I fucking love Oh My Buddha. But it's just I dislike. Let's put it this way: Rosario, the manga ended in a very good place, and I disliked how the anime didn't like even touch on it. Even a little bit, you know what I mean? Any danger that was actually happening was like cut off by comedic relief, and or like just became nothing in the end. There was no, you know what I mean? That's the only thing I didn't like necessarily about the anime. And I didn't know I didn't like that about the anime until I read the fucking manga.
Definitely. And it suffers from one of those things where it doesn't know it's going to continue by like having like a whole lot of nothing, and then at the very end of the season, put conflict.
No, you don't do that.
Because what also did it? It was like
wasn't it slime?
Yeah,
I got reincarnated as a slime.
The time I got reincarnated as a slime did the exact same thing, and then, luckily that's getting another season.
Right. I think it's because a lot of people read the manga, and even though they did that, a lot of people still enjoyed the nothing kind of like moments in between. Milif is like cute as hell,
Right.
So they just they enjoyed the happy-go-lucky adventure of this slime creating his empire in his very nice businessman kind of way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah. I don't know what else to say on the topic.
I mean, it's just one of those things where if Rosario Vampire came out today, it probably would do good. It most likely would do good. I'm pretty sure it would
do good. It would do good if they actually like put in some of that fighting stuff from the manga. Or at least like hinted to
like it. Even if it came out like rehashed as it does now, like as it did back then, it would still do good. Because if we think
it was ahead of its time.
It is definitely ahead of its time because we're watching shit like I'm watching shit like Pretty Derby and fucking Set in Academy that's doing well, and then the time I got reincarnated as a slime has cool fight scenes when they do happen, but it's like a lot of nothing.
True.
And then it gets a season 2.
Okay, you got points.
Granted, Rosario Vampire also got a season 2, but then it didn't progress anything after that.
Right. Did they get a season 2?
Yeah, it's a total of 2 seasons. Like first season they were freshmen, second season they're sophomores.
This shit don't make no sense, bro. How you get 2 seasons of nothing though?
Remember, at the end of each season, there's finally conflict. I think the first season ends when he fights a wolf, like a werewolf, and then season 2 ends where he has to fight. I forget the main the girl's name, but he has to fight her vampire dad or some shit.
Really? I thought her dad was Dracula.
No, her dad isn't Dracula.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not okay with this. Not okay with it.
I mean, if it was paced better and then he had like that's like cool fight stuff sprinkled in, and it wasn't harem 24/7, it would have been an even better anime. That will be like the reason why I don't like the Fate Stay series is because it's too many adaptations of it.
Yeah. I'm usually like the one adaptation I've watched. I'm watching a second adaptation right now, and I'm okay with it, which actually kind of done. But I get what you mean. Like way too much adaptations of that kind of like throw me off. Like Minamoto, who are these sexy waifu characters I'm seeing all over the internet and I have no fucking idea about? Like, what is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, I get what you mean. But the only one that I do like is Fate. And with Shiro and
the Unlimited Blade Works one.
The Unlimited Blade Works, yes. I love that iteration of it, and I haven't found another iteration of it that I like.
And me personally, with the Fate Stay, I like the very original one. The one that Unlimited Blade Works rehashed.
Yeah. That one was alright, but I like Blade Works because they like the animations got even slicker, in my opinion. And Shiro wasn't completely fucking useless.
Right.
Yeah. But yeah, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's a podcast. I ranted about why I'm not a fan of K-Wing anymore, even though I'm still gonna watch your shit, K-Wing. No, I'm a fan. It's just like
you just disagreed.
You're just wrong on this. Like you're like straight up wrong.
The man
about
needs some time to think. Maybe he didn't think before he like really think on it before he decided to write this.
This isn't like the first time he shared an opinion like this. Like this is how he views the world. He's not into the he does. I don't want to say it because that's me assuming shit. Obviously, I'm going to assume he knows that representation is a good thing. He just doesn't like to be spoon-fed it, I guess. And he hates that Hollywood has to make commentary about it.
I get it. And I guess he wants his comic books to be like back in the day when he used to his comic books. You know what I mean?
But
they weren't trying to shove
had
these things down his throat.
I guess, but even then, there's some comic books they were like, this is what Hispanic kids got to go through. This is what black kids got. This is what homeless people got to go through. This is what orphan kids has to go through.
Okay, fair enough.
Right? But it's just I assume he knows all that. He just doesn't like to be spoon-fed it. But in Hollywood's defense, and the reason why he's mad about it, he really shouldn't be. Because if he doesn't see if he's not partaking into the same culture as the men in Birds of Prey, this movie isn't for you, and you shouldn't even be mad about it.
Exactly. You know what I mean? If you feel offended,
this movie isn't making fun of you.
Yeah. Are you that guy? Is the question. Are you that guy that's you know what I mean, being a misogynist shit? You know what I mean? Then I would understand why you'd be upset with it. You know what I mean? Are you stealing promotions from people who deserve it?
Do you feel like you just got attacked by watching this movie?
Right.
And you probably just did. You an asshole.
But, you know what I mean?
Yeah, we should end the podcast. I'm pretty sure we're way over. I know I got to cut some shit off in the middle, but we might be over. Thank you guys for listening to us rant. We didn't spoil Birds of Prey, so I won't have to make it as the title. So we will see you guys next time. With hopefully more nerdy shit, and I have to rebrand the podcast.
Oh God, yeah. The last couple of podcasts have zero nerds. So
yeah,
is working out considered nerd shit?
No, not at all. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that shit. Bye.
Bye.